Hey, what's up my people? IceRestrict12 here, and welcome to the first video of my new series, 5 minutes or less. So what I'm going to attempt to do in this new series is bring to you new archetypes, monsters, or cards in all under 5 minutes. Where, a lot of us Yu-Gi-Oh players were adults, and we really don't have the time to sit there through a 15-minute video on a deck or a card or something like that. Sometimes we just want to watch something quick that gives us a general idea of what these cards do, and then we move on with our lives. So in this series, guys, I won't take a lot of your time, straight to the point. We got better things to do, I bet. But let's go ahead and take a look at Sprights. This is a new deck that's dropping, I believe, next week. It's been tearing it up in the OCG, and when you play against it, it doesn't seem that impressive at first, but then you start to realize that this is a really good deck, and you will see it at your local. So I want to help you be prepared for when that time comes. So stick around. Let's go ahead and take a look at Sprights. Very well, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Now, a little overview of the deck is that this strategy is composed of Dark and Fire Thunder monsters that debuted in Power of the Elements. That is the set that's coming up next week, as of the time of making this video. Now, the archetype focuses on level, rank, and link 2 monsters. The cool thing about this deck is that all the monsters have the effect that they can special summon themselves from your hand if you control a level or rank 2 monster. That's why it creates some kind of a snowball effect where one hits the field and then all the other ones follow as well. Now, a breakdown of the monsters, it's something along the lines of this. So you have your starter cards. These come in the form of Blue, Jet, and Spright Starter. Now, Spright Starter is a spell card. Blue and Jet, these are monster cards. Blue is going to search your monsters, and Jet is going to search your spell and traps. And Spright Starter, which is probably the best one, will special summon directly from your deck. Now, you have a couple negates as well. You have Carrot, which negates spells and traps, and you have Red, which negates monster effects. Pixies is just kind of an attack increase because, again, you are dealing with a deck full of level 2 monsters that are not very strong. So Pixies is just a card that's going to increase attack and defense. This card, honestly, you probably won't see a lot of play, but it will be a nice addition if you're trying to make it more of a pure build. Now, the sauce right here is going to be the extra deck. You have 2 amazing cards, one in the form of Gigantic Spright and the other one in the form of Elf Spright. Now, Gigantic Spright is kind of an extender. This is the card that's going to keep the combo going. A lot of people will consider this one of the few choke points of the strategy, but to be honest with you, especially if they pair up with something like frogs, there's really no choke points as far as just being able to drop a hand trap and stopping the whole turn. But this is one of the most vulnerable points of the strategy. Now, it is also a floodgate because it will stop you and your opponent from using anything other than level and rank 2 monsters, which is really cool. The good thing is that it's not a quick effect, so this only activates on your opponent's turn. So if you're somebody that has a deck like Flow Under Ease that does a lot of plays on your opponent's turn, that would stop a deck like that. Now, the next card I want to talk about is Gamma Burst. This one is just an attack and defense increase, and it does it twice, once on activation and again in the graveyard, and is a quick spell card, which is really good because if you forget that is in the graveyard and you attack over one of your opponent's sprites, they can activate that a second time from the graveyard and give themselves some attack or defense, depending on the situation. And the very last card I want to talk about, this one is Spright Smashers. This is a really cool card because this is kind of a link between Sprites, Springans, and Therions, because it looks like there is a little bit of lore that these cards share. So what this card does in the case of Sprites, you can banish one of your cards and one of your opponent's cards, and the cool thing about it is that it is non-targeting, so you don't, it bypasses a lot of forms of protection. Now, since it's a level 2 deck, it pairs very well with other strategies such as Frog, Life Twin, and the Agent strategies, but most likely you will see it in the competitive scene being combined with Frog, because being able to put that negate on the field and be able to recur that totally awesome a couple times is pretty amazing. And yeah, guys, that is just a basic overview of what the deck does. I hope this kind of helps you understand the deck and be able to prepare accordingly. If you are somebody who plays floodgates, see what floodgates really affect the strategy, or if you're someone that plays a lot of hand traps, see what hand traps are going to be more effective, or if you're if you prevent boards, or if you're a board breaker, this is going to help you kind of navigate those waters and make better decisions. All right, guys, well, again, thank you for taking the time to watch these videos, guys. Please subscribe, give me a like, and I'll be catching you in the next one.